I did want to help y'all out. I made a list, guys. I tried to diversify this list. It started out as a list of 5 shows, and it's actually ended up being more. But I tried to diversify the list so that if you don't have all the streaming, you don't have all the streaming apps, you really don't have to. Bel Air on Peacock, that actually just dropped on Monday. Season 4. First 3 episodes of season 4 have dropped. But if you have not seen Bel Air at all, go ahead, start from the beginning. It's a great show. So it's a drama based on the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and all the characters that you know are there, but they are not, they are reimagined. So they're not the way that you're used to seeing them, not completely anyway. And this is a lot darker than the original show. Obviously, The Fresh Prince of Bel Air was a sitcom, and it very much leaned towards being light, funny, and family friendly. This one is a little bit more risque. This one takes a lot of chances. This one actually goes really deep into the depth of the characters, and with some difficult storylines. They cover Will's relationship with his dad. They cover things like addiction. They cover, I mean, you name it, it's in there. It's still the teenagers being the teenagers, and the parents navigating their lives. But it is actually really good. I have seen all 3 seasons so far. I have started season 4. I did not watch the 3rd episode, but I saw episodes 1 and 2, and so far it's good. And if you've seen it already, then you know the kids are always up to something, and they have already started with the shenanigans. It's senior year for them, so they're already on one. So definitely really interesting. If you're into that, check it out. My next show is Smoke. Smoke is really good. Okay. Now, this might not be for everyone. This one, I would say there's a trigger warning on this one because it is about arson. But if you're into shows that are suspenseful, thrillers, anything that, kind of you have to figure out some sort of mystery, you're being given clues, but you don't exactly know what happened. And by the end of it, you figure out what happens. This is the show for you. It's basically a show about an arson investigator trying to figure out who is who the town arsonist is. And it's a little weird and a little crazy. It's a psychological thriller. It's on Apple, and it's actually very good. The next one is from Apple also, The Morning Show. The Morning Show has been around for a long time. Some shows got affected by the writer's strike, as we know. So there are certain shows that are coming out now that were around for a long time already, but now they're back after a really long hiatus. The Morning Show is one of them. It's in season 5 right now. Season 5 actually just ended. I think it was a week ago or 2 weeks ago. So catch up if you haven't caught up yet. But do go back to the beginning. It's actually a really interesting story. It's, I guess, reminiscent of all of the scandals that went on in the media industry and the news industry with certain very key players who were behaving badly and inappropriately with women. It doesn't focus totally on that, but that's where the story kind of starts. And it's actually really interesting if you're into those shows that are like behind the scenes of the news industry, but it's a drama. You'll totally love this. I loved a long time ago, there was a show on HBO called The Newsroom that was really good. And this kind of reminds me of that. I feel like there was another show that I'm not thinking of right now that's really good also, but if you like that sort of show, this is going to be a great show for you. Now, if you're more into a legal drama, then you need to hop on over to Hulu and watch Reasonable Doubt, okay? Reasonable Doubt is in season 3, I believe. Also just ended, but again, these are all on the streamers, so you can totally go back. You can start from season 1 and just binge this. This is, I mean, listen, especially if you're living somewhere where it's going to snow or it's going to be cold and you want to be inside and be cozy, or, it is cuffing season. So if it's time for you to snuggle up with your boo, some of these are good shows to go ahead and snuggle up to. So Reasonable Doubt is good. It's a legal drama. Essentially they investigate murders. That's kind of that's the baseline premise of it. It's way more than that. It's about a black partner at a law firm, a woman partner at a law firm who is navigating not only her own life with her husband and her children and her parents, but also trying to navigate being a defense attorney. A high powered defense attorney, and she goes through some stuff. Like, her and her family go through a lot of stuff, and then just the people who are at the center of the trials in each season also have a lot going on, so that makes it super interesting. And sometimes her personal life gets intertwined with her work life, which often happens to a lot of people, and it just makes for a really interesting show. So check that out. That's the show that Michael Ealy was on for the first season. He did not return after. Is that a spoiler? He did not return after season 1, guys. We're in season 3. He did not return, but Morris Chestnut shows up in season 2. And we love Morris Chestnut, okay? Morris Chestnut also has a show, Watson. That's also in season 2. That is on Paramount. I wasn't going to mention Watson, but that's a good show too. If you like medical dramas, watch Watson. And yes, it is Watson from Sherlock Holmes. Watch that if you're into medical dramas. If you're a Grey's Anatomy fan, watch Watson. That's for you. That's a little extra one. I have two more, two more from Netflix. The first one is Love is Blind. Because say what you want to say about reality television, but sometimes you need an escape. And especially if you kicking it with the cousins and y'all want to watch some bullshit. And if y'all are doing the thing that I talked about in the last topic, I'm just saying, this might be a good one to have a good kiki about. Um, Love is Blind, as I'm sure you already know, is a show about people meeting through a wall and then moving on to moving together and try to figure out if they want to they get engaged and they try to figure out if they want to be married to each other or not. It is in like its millionth season at this point, but I would encourage people to watch season 1. I wouldn't necessarily say you have to watch every season consecutively or that you even have to go back, because each season is different. But season 1 was the best season of the show. It has gotten really ridiculous today, but I feel like the earlier seasons of this show are actually very good and hold true to the premise. And some people are actually still married from those seasons, and having children and all kinds of things like that. Shout out to Lauren and Cameron. Anyway, so I think that was a spoiler too. And you got to understand, we are in season 1,000,000 of that show. So please. And then for my people who love a good comedy, I wanted to make sure that I gave something funny because I tend to like a more serious show, as you can tell. But Friends from College, it's an older show. It didn't just come out, but if you need something that's just like fun and bizarre, but it has it has its own mess in it too. Like, they have their own drama, but it's just a funny show. Keegan Michael Key is in it, and that should tell you something. So check that out. It's really funny. It only ran for 2 seasons, but I thought it was really interesting. I feel like it should have gotten another season at least, but it was a really good show, that I loved. So I would say check that out. There's tons more shows that you could binge. These are just shows I'm suggesting. So, do what you want with this list. Take it with a grain of salt. They're my suggestions. I also created this list on the fly. I'm sure if I knew in advance that I was going to um, do this, I would have probably prepared either a larger list or maybe some. I would have narrowed it down a little bit more. But what I will say, honorable mention, we did talk about All Her Fault a few days ago. JD, it wasn't his favorite show. I liked it quite a bit, and I feel like it's one of those shows where you should watch to see how you feel about it. So that's an honorable mention. Do check that out. That's on Peacock. A lot of people have been talking about that the last couple of weeks. So I would say go ahead and watch that. That's a good binge too. I also like shows like that to watch with other people because I feel like when you're speculating, like you could be like, oh my gosh, who do you think it is? "Oh, you know who I think it is. Don't you think it's that person?" I love that. So if you're into that, like I said, and this is something you're doing with the fam, this is perfect. All Her Fault will definitely will definitely address some of that for you. So yeah, that's my little bingeables list. All of these are totally bingeable, and the seasons are not too long. I mean, Love is Blind, the season might no, the seasons I think it's like maybe 12 episodes total with reunion and everything. But the seasons aren't terribly long, and it's gonna be a long weekend for a lot of people. So if you just need to unplug, if you just need to like zone out and enjoy something mindless, then do check out one of these shows. Or if you've seen these or you don't want to see these, then go in our comments and let me know what I should be watching. You see what my list looks like. So tell me, what are you into? What have you been watching lately? What do you think is a good bingeable watch? And what would you recommend? I would love to hear it. I totally will check it out. I always say I will watch pretty much anything except for, I don't know, horror. I don't or too much blood and gore. I don't want to watch that. But anything else? Tell me. I like, what documentaries are you watching? Whatever it is. Um Let me know and we can totally I will totally check it out. And maybe I'll review it on the pod.